Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. I hope that you are having a wonderful one out there. Thank you so much for joining me today as we listen to a little bit of Clannad. We're going to listen to this track, Together We. This is off of the album Legend, which is apparently the Robin of Sherwood soundtrack, released 1984 soundtrack album for the television series Robin of Sherwood. Here, it's their 8th studio album. We're listening to this because it was suggested and sponsored by Yerku Floor. Thank you so much for the recommendation. I really appreciate the support as well. Thank you so much about that. Now, the show I've never heard of, but we're going to go ahead and listen to this music here, unrelated. Let me pull it up here really quick. Together We. Here we go. Listen. Medieval troop swing. I like how it works off that piano line. Love those little bits of harp that is sprinkled in there. Oh, it's horses. I don't know why that little flick reminded me of like Martin from Jethro Tull. And they hold just a little longer like that. So not too much here from the band in the vocal department, and this definitely does work kind of as like a soundtrack, you know? There's not too many, like there's no like solos or like, you know, weird progressions in the music or anything like that. It plays kind of samey and constant in a certain way, which really does work for a soundtrack, for like a TV show, a movie, anything like that, where you need to, you know, basically elevate the visual that's on screen. And I think that, as an aside, I think that creating music for any sort of visual medium, obvious ones, TV shows, movies, and things like that, I think creating the music behind it and the sound production is such an underrated aspect of the entire thing. and not just like, making the, I don't know, the pivotal song or piece of music for, a particular movie. Like, some movies have that one piece of music that stands out. Star Wars has tons of them. Halloween, da 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 da. Like, yes, obviously that's a huge part of it also, but just like all the other sounds that are happening in there. I'm sorry, I'm getting off tone or off topic, but I think that's just such an underrated aspect of that kind of art, And here, the band does a great job of, creating a certain atmosphere, a certain theme. Before I walked in here to record, I was watching A Knight's Tale with Heath Ledger, and I love that movie. And even though the music for that movie is definitely different than what you perhaps would expect, like listening to that and listening to this, it kind of does fit this kind of medieval kind of sound. At one point we even hear a crowd, we hear some horses, just going along and neighing and doing their thing. So I wouldn't doubt it if we actually had some scenes of the CV show that were undercut and used in the music here as well. Otherwise, it's a very catchy instrumental piece of music with them, right? It's a catchy piece of folk from them. I love the way that the harp kind of carries on in certain sections. The piano actually acting as kind of a grounding for a lot of the instruments to come in. Obviously, you have like, the guitars and the other stringed instruments strumming along. But at certain points, especially in the first half, that piano is actually what's kind of like the foundation of a lot of the parts that go off of. I like how it kind of rounds certain bends, and that's what the catchiness comes from. The ba 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 ba, and then that tail end keeps on shifting every other measure. The first time it kind of ends and comes back right on time. The second time it goes on a little bit longer, and whether it's the harp or some guitar, mandolin, whatever it might be, that carries on just a little longer, hesitates, and then goes back to it. Ba 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 ba. And I like that little bit of uncertainty, that little bit of extension that kind of throws you off a little bit, but then it brings it right back into the fold. And I think that works really well as like I said, a catchy piece of soundtrack for a show. Lyrically, there's really nothing here to really look at, to be honest. I mean, together we sing, together free, together we. I would have to imagine that this particular piece of music would accompany a specific scene in the show to give it that much more importance. So even if I can find it, I'm going to look for the scene, see if we can find that from from the band. Maybe we can find where it's featured. I think I might have found it already. I'm not going to play the actual scene because copyright, but give me a second. Maybe this is a music video. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Here it is. Like I said, I'm not playing. This might be a music video, actually. See, can I tell you, this visually perfectly encapsulates what the music has, right? It has that kind of festive sound. I was thinking very medieval, and like the troupe is, celebrating here, obviously, as the music plays in a very much more upbeat way, and they're just celebrating around the fire here. Now, I don't know if this is someone's creation, like a person on YouTube just edited this video together from scenes of Robin of Sherwood and put it to this, or if this is actually like, the show, like that information I don't have. This version of Robin Hood stood the test of time. You should adore the series. Best version of Robin Hood. That's all good and fine. I just want to know a little bit more regarding this, however. Don't know. Because I don't know if this is the band that they made a music video off of this track. Yeah, it could be in so many different directions, but regardless, that does capture the cheerful medieval, this troupe that's very well connected and each other is like family. It definitely captures that energy extremely well. And I think that's a wonderful piece of music. It sounds great. I like that it's catchy as well. As I'm looking, I think it might be a music video. I'm still scrolling just to see if I can find anything else. I think that this actually might be a music video from the band themselves with edited scenes from the actual original show. That's what I'm kind of coming away with on this one. Let me know what you guys thought of the track, of course, in the comments down below. Thank you once again, Yerky Floor, for the recommendation and for the musical suggestion. I appreciate that and the support. I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you as always for being here, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, guys.